Hello and welcome back to X-Plane 11. Thank you very much for joining me in this video, and today we are going to be, or at least in the next two episodes or next two videos, we are going to be taking out this ZIBO 737-800, so a very advanced version of it, which I am looking forward to the next iteration of this mod, because I've heard that there are some pretty fantastic changes coming its way, so I am looking forward to that. But we are going to be taking this aircraft out for a spin, at least for a circuit around Edinburgh. So that's Echo Golf Papa Hotel. At the moment the aircraft is almost ready to be started. There are a few checks that need to be made, and we do need to initialize the FMC properly, so that's what we're going to be doing. And then we're going to be going over to the runway. Our takeoff time today, we're looking for a 17:30 departure. That being said, if we look at the ATIS request, you will see that the actual ATIS request is further, well, it's forward. It's a lot further forward. Now, the reason it's further forward is because I have had to go back in time a little bit so that you guys can actually see things, and that's why that is further forward. So that's nothing to worry about there, but it is the correct ATIS for at least for the real time that I'm recording this, and it is the same weather that we actually have. So we'll go through that and we'll make sure that everything's set up. Make sure you stay tuned for the rest of this video for the setup, the pushback, and the taxi to the runway. Right, so here we go. Let's see what's left to do. Let's continue with, I suppose, let's continue with this right here. So we're going to put Echo Golf Papa Hotel in there. That's Edinburgh, and we'll put our destination to be also Edinburgh, even though this is not really going to be used for much. Monarch, today's aircraft is a Monarch aircraft. I will give you a look at that. Look at that, the company that went bust. This was a stunning look. Livery. It really is a special livery, this one, and it's a shame that the company no longer exists. It was quite a nice company. So Monarch, maybe I'll fly with Monarch around places. That would be kind of nice, wouldn't it? But anyway, going back into here, we're going to look at the runway. So we've got winds at 250 for 6 knots at 250. So I guess the runway we're going to be taking is going to be runway 24. So we'll take runway 24 today. There we go. Flight number can be well, I don't know what Monarch would use, but let's go for Mon 001. Maybe that's what they use. So we'll see what happens on that anyway. Right, performance initialization, we'll check our zero fuel weight. It's quite a light aircraft. We don't have much fuel. As you can see, we only have 5 tons of fuel on board, and we're only planning to really use I think about 1.5 tons at most, and we're going to put reserves in of 2.5, which means that we're still slightly over. In fact, let's go for 2 in the planned fuel. There we go. So we're still about 500 kilograms over. We'll do a cost index of 25. I don't really care much about that. Anything else that we need to do? Nope. That's all fine. I don't know what our winds are at cruise right now. I haven't actually checked it. Our QNH is 1031. So we'll make sure that we get that sorted for us. So let's swap that over to hectopascals and drop that to 10, or increase it to 1031. That should synchronize on the first officer side, which it does, but we do need to change this one. Click that and change it to 1031. There we go. So we're about 90 feet above ground level. So that's where we are right now, which means that our landing altitude we need to put up to 100 feet, like so. Our cruise today is going to be, well, we're not really cruising, but we're going to be at 4,000 feet. So we're going to set this up for 4,000 feet. Like so. Headings 243, we've already set that up. We'll change this in a moment once we get our speeds. So we're going to go for a 26k takeoff, and our outside air temperature is 9 degrees. Oops, don't do that. /9. Dew point's 5, so we're going to have to be careful about that. It is below 10 degrees, which means that maybe, just maybe, we might want to put some anti-ice on, but we'll have a look. We'll keep an eye on the air temperature. I think anti-ice might come in handy for us. Today we're going to do a flaps takeoff or flaps of 5, so it's going to be a flaps 5 takeoff. Our center of gravity is going to be 24.1%, and our trim is going to be 3.78. So let's go back to 3.78 on the trim, like so. Fantastic. We'll put the runway winds in, 250 at 6. There we go. Dry runway, absolutely fine. We'll go back. Our V1 is 111 knots. V2 rotate speed is 112 knots, and our V2 is 128. Let's go for a climb out speed, even though that's kind of slow. So we're going to go for a climb out speed of 140 knots. So that looks pretty good to me. Anything else that I need to really make sure that I've got going here? I don't think so. Auto brakes are on out RTO, so that's fine. Transponder is set for 5314. We're currently in altitude off. We'll switch that to TARA in a moment. We've got these active. These are correct. The ILS for the runway is 108.9, so that's been put in, so you can see that that's actually there. So we've got 108.9 on both of those. Fantastic. Don't need anything else. We don't have any ground services. Let's have a look at the before starts one. We've done that. That's done. That's done. Auto throttle arm. So here we go. Let's get this now starting to go. Our taxi is going to be down taxiway Alpha, I believe. So we'll just go through the before start checklist now. We are going to ensure that auto throttle is armed. Flight directors are now on, like so. So that's good. That's set to V2, but I've put that up higher. The initial heading is set and the initial altitude is set, so it's 243 on the course, 243 on that course, sorry, and we'll climb out, then we'll turn to a heading of 153, then we're going to turn back to 063, and then we're going to turn on to 333. That's going to be our circuit today. We'll do a 10-mile circuit. So in fact, something else that I want to put on, if we get out of this because we don't need this anymore, we'll go back to, nope, go back to this. We'll go to fix page, the fixes page, and we're going to put Echo Golf, what was it, Papa Hotel. There we go. Echo Golf Papa Hotel comes up right there, and we're going to put in /5 and /10, so that should give us some rings at 5 and 10. Fantastic. Those rings are now in. We'll switch that over to 20 miles. Switch that over to 20 miles. Should be pretty good for us. Let's switch waypoints, airports on, and we'll switch on terrain. There we go. So we've got an idea of what the terrain is like. You can see there is a bunch of terrain at looks like the highest terrain is at 2,100 feet, so we need to be careful of that. What time is it? 20 past 5. All fuel pumps can now go on. Center fuel pumps do not need to go on, so that's fine. Electric pumps need to go on right there. Anti-collision lights can now go on. So we are ready for start. Almost ready for start, should I say. If we recall that, we've still got a problem. We've still got fuel and electrics currently we've got a bit of warning on that. That's okay. That should clear itself out pretty soon. So now we're going to do the pushback. Right, we've done that. We've already just got that. We can check the hydraulic pressure, which will be found on the systems chart right here. There you go, there's our hydraulic pressure. That's pretty good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get ready for engine start, but we are going to be pushed back. So let's go call for a pushback tug.
Okay, push part coming.
Right, so that's going to be on its way. That we need to get better audio for that. Okay, what's that warning me about? Anti-ice. Hello. I thought so. I thought we might need anti-ice. I am going to switch on anti-ice. I hate switching on anti-ice. It changes the way the aircraft handles completely. Right, we're going to go over to Gen 1 on that. This can go over to standby power. Anything else we need? Everything else is good here. Obviously, I've run through the checklist before, so you guys should have seen those checklists beforehand. We don't need the dome light because we can see, but we will switch on the main panel light, nice and bright, and I guess switch on these. There we go. Do that. Lean back. Here comes the tug. Oops. Go forward. That's better.
Here we go.
Alright, and we're going to get backed out. So hopefully we don't get backed out too far. Just need to get backed out far enough for us to be able to do our job. So we'll be careful on this. Look at that. That looks really nice.
Okay, safe travels.
Oh, well, they're done. There you go. So they're going to back away. Now our aircraft is ready for start. As you can see, the beacon light is on. So here we go. Lower display unit now goes to engine. Pack control switches can now go off. So that's that one there and that's one there. Right, anything else that we need to do before this is done? That's open. Both bleed switches are on. That's good. We can start the engines. I'm slightly concerned about why the fuel and electric lights are on currently. It's supposed to be on. Have I missed something? No. Everything seems to be okay. Waiting for 20... Oh, we've got the 25. Start getting fuel in. You can just hear that start up outside. Lovely. Go back inside. We should hear this click out shortly. There it is, 56. That clicks out. We'll swap over to the left engine. Starting left engine. Waiting for that rotation to start. To begin. 22, 23, 24, and there's 25. And we'll start this one. Parking brake can go on again. Make sure that's on. Fuel has gone out, so just the electrics remain. Air conditioning is, that's because of the pack, so we're going to sort that out in a bit. Don't have to worry about that. Once that goes out, we'll swap over. There we go. Alright. So now we're going to swap over to the generators for the... There you go. Now we're on engine power. Switch off the APU, make sure that is off. Next up we go APU bleed switch can go off. So we'll do that. Pack control switches can go back to automatic. Like that. Isolation valve can go to automatic too. Probe heat can come on. So that's those two right there. Fantastic. I think we are going to need anti-ice, so I'm going to think about that one. APU can now go off. This can go to continuous, that can go to continuous, that can go to both. Taxi light can come on, runway turn-off lights can come on. Flaps are now going to be set to 5. So there we go, flaps now being set to 5. We're going to wait for the green lights. There we go, so the leading edge flaps are extended. Flight controls, free and correct. So we're about to check the flight controls. So this is just basically doing that, but actually checking on the systems here. So we've got that. Great. We've got this. Great. Ailerons all the way. Ailerons the other way. Rudder. And obviously with that is the tiller as well. In this current configuration, that's pretty good. And that does switch on and off the brakes, so we'll put the parking brakes back on. That's pretty good there. Anything else that needs to be sorted out? I suppose we switch that on as well. Nice and bright. Now we'll check the ECAS. Everything's fine there. Everything's fine there. Fantastic. So that's on, and we are pretty much ready to go. So we're off for a 1:30-ish departure. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So release the brakes. Head to runway 24. Let's give it a little bit of power. Just a little bit. Let's swing it around. And And let's see what we can do. There's the taxiway. We don't have to give this that much power to actually taxi. Right. So as you can see, we're already doing 16 knots. We're going to turn off here onto Foxtrot. So brake a little bit. Get us turning. And then we'll brake again, and then we'll turn on to Alpha. There's Alpha. Turning right onto Alpha. Now we're going to take Alpha all the way down. We've got 2 minutes to go before we said we were going to take off, so I think that's actually gone quite well. All in all, I think that's gone quite well. Everything is up and ready to go. We'll get rid of this because we don't really need to see that. Everything else seems fine. We can get rid of that. We don't need that. So that should... No, come on, clear that. There we go. We can clear that right there. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set the vertical speed manually for 1,000 feet per minute. It's going to be a shallow climb. The railway needs work. You can see that dip there. Obviously this isn't a railway simulator, so there is that. But that is where I'm going to end this this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on X-Plane 11. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think. This is the ILS critical area, but I'm actually going to pull up right up to the runway edge. So I'm going to do that. Don't forget to support me on Patreon, www.patreon.com/ecgadget. Your support would be massively appreciated. It would really help me out. Right, we'll just creep up right up to this, and then we shall stop. You can also find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/ecgadget and on social media at ecgadgetlp for both Twitter and Instagram. That's all from me, and I'll see you guys hopefully next time in X-Plane 11, where we will be taking this out for a bit of a circuit. That looks lovely. That really does look really nice. I wish Monarch was still flying. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.